Welcome back to Divine Vibe Podcast, where real conversations meet real energy. I'm so glad you're here. This is your space for truth, healing, growth, and alignment. No filters, no pretending. Now let's tap in, because today we're talking about the side of growth people don't post online. Let's be honest. People love the outcome of transformation, the confidence, the boundaries, the peace, the success, the new you. But very few people talk about what it actually takes to become that person. Because before the glow up becomes visible, it usually feels like loss. You start losing interest in things that once excited you. Certain friendships stop feeling aligned. Old habits start feeling heavy. You begin craving solitude. And for a while, it can feel like everything is falling apart. But sometimes things are not falling apart, they're falling out of alignment. Growth has a way of making your old life uncomfortable, and that's the part nobody prepares you for. People will call you distant because you stopped overextending. They'll call you different because you stopped shrinking yourself. They'll say you changed because you finally did. And honestly, you were supposed to. You cannot evolve and stay the exact same. A real glow up isn't just physical, it's emotional, mental, spiritual. It's learning how to say no without guilt. It's no longer begging for consistency. It's choosing peace over chaos. It's becoming someone who trusts themselves. And the reason this stage feels lonely is because you're between versions of yourself. You're no longer the old you, but you haven't fully stepped into the new you yet. That in between phase, that's where people quit because it's uncomfortable. You start questioning yourself, wondering if you're doing the right thing, wondering why people are falling away, wondering why everything feels so uncertain. But uncertainty is often a sign that you're growing beyond what's familiar. And familiar isn't always healthy. A lot of people stay attached to old versions of themselves because it feels safe. But your next level requires release. Release of old habits, old stories, old attachments, old survival versions of you. And yes, it's uncomfortable, but growth is supposed to stretch you. All right, let's get into a vibe check. So someone writes in and says, ever since I started focusing on myself, I feel disconnected from people. My friendships feel different. I spend more time alone. And honestly, I feel lonely. Here's the real. Loneliness and alignment can exist at the same time. Because when you start evolving, you naturally stop connecting with spaces, conversations, and people that no longer reflect who you're becoming. And that can feel isolating at first. But isolation is not punishment. Sometimes isolation is preparation. Sometimes life pulls you away from distractions so you can reconnect with yourself. And instead of panicking in this season, ask yourself, what is this version of me trying to teach me? That changes everything. Here's the unfiltered truth. Your glow up will cost you people who only had access to the version of you that lacked boundaries. And not everyone will celebrate your growth when your growth no longer benefits them. All right, let's close this out with a message from the Oracle. Take a breath, ground yourself, and just receive. The message is, do not fear the space between who you were and who you are becoming. That's confirmation, because transformation requires transition, and transition feels uncertain before it feels empowering. So if life feels different right now, if certain things are falling away, if you feel disconnected from your old self, that may not be failure. That may be alignment. Trust the process. Trust the becoming, because the version of you you've been praying for is being built right now. Thank you for tapping into today's episode of Divine Vibe Podcast. Send in your questions so we can get into them on the next episode. And remember, protect your energy, trust your intuition, and I'll see you in the next vibe.